today I'm reviewing the Ole Henriksen Goodnight Glow Retin Alternative Sleeping Cream, and today's video is brought to you by... Hi guys, this is Sarah from No BS Beauty, and I just want to remind you that I purchase all the products I review with my own money, and I'm now proud to offer these airless jars. And any support of purchase of the airless jars go to help keep the No BS Beauty channel independent. And if you're interested, there's more information in the video description box below. Thank you so much, guys. So the Ole Henriksen brand recently released a couple new products that they deem retin alternatives, and the sleeping cream is their night cream version of it. And I also reviewed their daytime version of it, which is their Glow Cycle Retin Alternative Power Serum. So check that review out. I'll link to it below. So I thought I would review this one as well. When I was in Sephora, I picked them both up. I couldn't resist. Kind of nice scent and purple product, so I definitely had to check it out. So I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. So my first criteria is packaging, and I must say I'm not a huge fan of the packaging of the gel cream, especially when they've included a cream that has some good antioxidants and active ingredients. Every time you open it and expose it to light and air, those good ingredients begin to degrade in effectiveness, so I would have much rather them packaged it in maybe an airless jar or packaged it like they packaged their Power Serum, which is in a nice pump tube. I really would have preferred this. I'm not sure why they chose the jar for that, but anyway, so I'm not a huge fan of that, especially for $55. In my opinion, they can afford to package it in a better package. So anyway, not a huge fan of that. My second criteria is alcohol, and this does not contain any denatured alcohol, which is a good thing. My third criteria is fragrance, and this is where they make their biggest mistake, in my opinion. So they have fragrance listed in and of itself about a third of the way down on the ingredient list, and fragrance, it could be one or any combination of 100 different ingredients. So I'm not a huge fan of fragrance. And then it also includes other fragrant components such as lemon fruit extract, sandalwood, limonene, linalool, and then citral, which... if you've seen any of my videos, you know I'm not a huge fan of citral. It's a very sensitizing fragrance ingredient. It's used in a lot of different industrial uses, and it's used to fragrance cleaning fluids, like something you would use to like clean your microwave or your stove or your bathroom or your sink. So I'm not a huge fan of using that. Thankfully, you're going to be using this at the nighttime, so the citral doesn't have a chance to react with the sun too much. So anyway, not a huge fan of citral, especially when you're combining this with a product that contains alpha-hydroxy acids. It just gives skin more of a chance to become irritated by it. So anyway, not a huge fan of that. My fourth criteria is manufacturing location, and this is made in the US, so there are no issues there. My fifth criteria is ease of use, and it's very easy to use. A little bit goes a long way. And let me find my little dispenser. I've got a little spatula. I hate sticking my fingers into jars because I just find it contaminates them even quicker than that. And contamination can make the active ingredients degrade faster. So there's my little spatula. But you just smooth it over your skin during your skincare routine. And then after it absorbs, you would just use it, go to sleep, and then rinse it off in the morning. Then you can use this every day. So it definitely has helped me with some exfoliation. And I must say that scent, though, I love it. It smells like lime sherbet. Still not necessarily great for your skin, but it does smell good. A little bit goes a long way, and when you use it every day, you'll definitely notice that a little bit of exfoliation and probably a little bit of brightness to your skin. However, if you already use an exfoliant already in your routine, just be careful. Start out slow, and I would probably... the first few times you're going to use this, I would stop using your normal exfoliant until you see how your skin reacts to this, because this doesn't really list what percentage of alpha-hydroxy acids are in here, so you don't know if it's 1%, which is not much, or 10%, which is pretty strong. So you want to start out slow with that, but very easy to use, absorbs into your skin quickly. And the nice thing about this is it layers well with other products too, because my routine involves so many different products. So that's nice to find something that layers well and doesn't cause pilling or anything like that. So for that, I like this for that reason. On to number 6, which is antioxidants. And so they're calling this the first retinol-free retinol cream because they've included, I'm going to say it wrong again, bakuchoi, something like that. But it's an ingredient that's been shown to have a lot of good antioxidant properties for your skin. It helps with redness, flaky skin, soothing skin, and helps with skin cell growth. So there's a lot of touting about this ingredient, but there's not a ton of actual independent research of it. But for the most part, everything I've read about it says it's pretty safe. It helps with wrinkles and aging, things like that. However, in my opinion, it really can't outdo what retinol or vitamin A can do. Or you could use it with a retinol cream. I haven't had any issues using it with my retinol cream that I already use. So that ingredient that they're touting says it can help brighten skin and do things that retinol does. But I'm sure everyone's had a bad experience with retinol, but if you use a good retinol cream, start it with a low enough percentage, and then have a good regimen around it, you probably won't have any issues with it, but I'm sure a lot of people have had issues with retinol because it can be kind of harsh, especially if you start out at a high percentage and don't really include a lot of other moisturizers or antioxidants in your skincare routine. So if you use retinol with a good cream and a good regimen around it, you probably won't have any issues as long as you start out slow like you have to do with almost everything with skincare. The nice thing is they also have Edelweiss, which is another skin soother, and they also have grape seed extract, linolenic acid. So they've got a lot of good ingredients. The one thing that's disappointing though is that star ingredient, that bakuchoi, is listed after the fragrance on the ingredient list. I'm not really a huge fan of seeing fragrance before a lot of good ingredients, because then you know there's more of the not so good for your skincare ingredients before the good stuff. I want to see the good stuff first, and then the rest of the stuff as filler is not as big of an issue. And then again, you have the jar packaging issue. So all of those good ingredients start to deteriorate from the second you open it, and every time you open it from there on. So they've included a lot of good ingredients, but then they just degrade in effectiveness slowly throughout the time you use this. On to number 7, which is animal testing, and the Ole Henriksen brand is cruelty-free. Number 8 is performance, and I liked this. I definitely would say it helped brighten my skin. Helped hydrate my skin. I thankfully didn't have any noticeable issues yet with any fragrance or any of the fragrance components. However, a lot of the issues you can have from fragrance occurs where you can't even see it, and it occurs kind of over time. So you might not even notice it. But I didn't have any allergies or allergic reaction, anything, which is nice. And then like I said, I used it in conjunction with my normal retinol and not in the place of it. So I think if you're removing your retinol that you already have in your regimen and putting this in, I think you might be a little disappointed, because retinol is really a superstar antioxidant ingredient. So I would never put this in place of a retinol. But if you normally use a lot of exfoliants in your skincare routine, and you add this, I think you'll probably definitely see some brightening, some reduction in pores, things like that exfoliants can do for your skin. And then on to number 9, which is price. And this is the full size, which is 1.7 ounces, which is $55. If this were packaged a little bit better, I probably wouldn't balk as much at the price. But when they're charging that much money for something that is going to deteriorate in effectiveness over time, I'm not as excited about paying that money for that. And then on to number 10, which is the It Factor. And, this is nice cream, and it definitely will help brighten your skin. I just don't believe there's a lot of things that can be used in lieu of retinol. So definitely has some good antioxidants and things in there, but the fragrance and jar packaging and the price just don't make me want to give it the It Factor. So overall, it's got a 6 out of 10, which is pretty good for a product that has some fragrance and a steep price. So anyway, I'll probably be keeping this and using it possibly on days when I do other exfoliant masks and I don't really want to use a 10% exfoliant, because I'm thinking this has less of an alpha hydroxy acid component than a lot of other ones, but they don't really specifically say. But some products have 2% or 10%. I'm thinking this is on the lower end. So on days when I just need a light exfoliant, I'll probably use this until it's run out, and then probably wouldn't repurchase it though. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this one out yet or not, and if so, what your thoughts were. So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Please subscribe if you're not already. I come with at least one new video every day, and check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.